Here it is, another summer of torture and insanity, followed by gangs of men who treat me as if I'm an alien invader from another planet, attack me, my spine and my home, create excruciating pain after dark and sometimes during the day, to keep me from having any strong attachment to my own body. For a few years, it felt like I wasn't even a human being anymore. This is the summer that they said they've made me feel like I'm dead all the time. Yes, I felt dead inside this summer. The only time I can feel like I'm not is when I can get away from these weapons. But I've been demonstrating to people how they're blinding me more each day, and it's because spiritually I'm getting further and further away from this matrix or whatever it is they put my brain in, and they know it. I mean, it's killing me to do it, but I told them anything to get away from this person who thinks they're some beast master. Today they sent me another picture of a puppet, a crumpled up girl in black and darkness, saying that I'm beneath the control of this minion character that talks to me on the computer. They threaten my family. They'll do anything. They are despicable. They will do anything. They've already given my dad a heart attack. And I used to live in fear. I had to whenever I had enough intelligence to know that these weapons are unnatural and that this force is evil. It wasn't something that I could control. That fear was because at the time they started doing this, I had a very healthy mind and I was very sensitive to things. They said I was telekinesis and I had psychic power, and that's why they send me Carrie videos and stuff, because she had telekinesis, and they said that there's only a few people in the world that have that. They say I talk to the spirit world, and they want my gift, and all I can do is oppose them, because these kind of monsters attack my brain so much they had me programmed to write for years, because writing was what I loved at first. And later they tell me, oh, we control you, we're stealing your soul, we're going to make you fat and old and ugly and destroy your youth and all your virtue and godliness, and then we're going to give your house away to your husband's kids and send you to hell. They weren't kidding. I used to think, surely to God, if you're kind to someone and you're producing good material, they'll put business before anything. You know, they'll at least have a little human decency. They have none. Their goal is to make you feel hunted and like a slave beneath them that they call the devil, and I tell them they're not the devil. He couldn't be that weak. But they're blinding me now because I'm totally detached, totally. They used to turn the mind weapons on so bad it would crush my skull, it would make me scrambled, it would make me have stroke symptoms, it would make me forget my vocabulary words. Now they've made me forget things every day, and they brag about it. And they say you can never piece my brain back together after what they've done. And they're saying that they can feel my force is weaker every day as they're destroying my life force. And then they say they've taken all my power. I had a gift, but I didn't use it because I always just thanked God and just said, God, if I can do anything, I'll love or heal, but I'm not into all this shit, you know, this power. But it's funny how the person that's not into the power is the one that God gives the power. And all I ever wanted to do was love people and try to keep people from using their power to dominate the meek. And I used to think the only power is through godliness and love and giving. And the birds are sweet, and the animals that provide the most love are the ones that need God's protection, and the humans that are the most angelic are the ones that need God's protection. If anything, if you're a monster and you want to have any decency about yourself, knowing you're a beast, love the angels, love humanity for the godliness in people. You know, if I've got some evil power, which I hope not, then I hate myself, and then of course I don't think I'm worthy of a human to live. Of course I curse that I'm existing, but God wants me here. He wants me to exist for some reason. But if I have anything like these people, then I shouldn't have even. Then I condemned my parents being born. I cursed my parents being born. What kind of critter is that crawling over there? Here's the claw something. What's my little dog? I think I always got like raccoons come up when I'm filming, and One of them, my neighbor told me one of my raccoons fell out of the sky the other day. Yesterday, he said it was a baby, and a hawk had picked it up. And it was only about, he took it somewhere, and it's only, they said, about 3 months old. But the hawks are pretty plentiful here, so you have to be careful. They can carry off cats and squirrels, and every time I hear something now, I'm wondering, after he told me that, is it picked up something, because it's roaming around the property. Getting back on the point here, I would hate myself for anything in me that I don't like. I hated myself in youth when I developed a temper. When I was small, I never had a temper, and people hurt me and walked all over me because I was too passive. And through school, every year in elementary school, the teacher used to put, she's the shyest kid in school, she needs to open up more. I never could make myself get angry enough to want to hurt someone or scream at them. I never could muster the anger because I hadn't known pain or suffering to want to lash out at anything. That was, and I used to hate myself for not having a temper, for being passive. But by golly, once somebody put me in an MRI machine for 2 hours and 45 minutes and my brain overheated, and I got messed up a few times in life, I developed a temper. But plus, I've seen other people have a temper. Plus, you know, I got taken advantage of too many times in life, and I developed a temper. But I don't want a temper, and I'd love to get rid of it. That's my only fear of myself. But as far as anything evil, I will never be evil. I don't care what the hell you do to me. You can mangle me to death. You have been. You know, gut my brain. You, like you say, rape me. You've already snuck and take nude pictures since I was 30 with cameras I didn't know about in my home and in my apartment out in LA for a month when I was taking a workshop there at New York Film Academy. I mean, you've already done things that would hurt someone. You say you've damned me, but that's your thoughts, your illusion. I know what my soul is. I know who I want to be. I know where I came from. I know who I've always been. I know what my nature is. And if I change for the worse, well, God can condemn me, but it's not your place. And it's not your place that I have to let something alien in my body that wasn't created with God in me. See, my body is strong enough to know when you try to get this alien force or something, I'm dying. I was dying. When you were trying to make something take me over, I was dying because I know it's not a part of me. No matter what technology you have, voodoo, evil magicians, Satan worshipers, you cannot overtake someone who knows that is unnatural, who has a strong mind and a strong conscience. So now you say, I'll send you overseas, we'll rape you, we're blinding you, we'll mutilate you, we'll eat your heart out. Knock yourselves out. I'll be dead and I'll move someplace else. You know, that's what happens, you know. You have a painful death, you live through it. You go to a higher place. But by hell, I will never be so weak to let something inhabit me that was not born with me, shouldn't be a part of me, that is against God. Because as long as I have a being, I want to have some dignity and self-respect and intelligence and ambition for the future to try to improve the world. And all you're doing is showing that you've damned yourselves, and the only thing you want to do is damn the world. When are you going to stop picking on me